You guys are ready?
Yes. Amanda has joined the call.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Thank you
morning.
for coming to our November Civics League meeting. I'm so happy you guys are here. As you can see, we're on Zoom again. I'm still battling the health issue, but thank God it's healing, but on a very slow pace. Um, you guys last month asked me to have someone from the Department of Health to join us today to hear from you guys about your lived experience and about your concerns. And I'm happy to share that Amanda is with us. Thank you, Amanda, for joining us. I really appreciate your time, and I'm sure everyone else too. Amanda, we asked few of those members to share their lived experience and their concerns about what's happening right now. As the Civics League has been working with you for the past couple of years, trying to create a statewide specialized program. And we were at a pace where we just got stuck. And as you know, and I shared with you this last month, many of us are angry, we're frustrated, we feel like we are stuck, and we just hope that by hearing their lived experience, that you'll be able to see why it's important to have a statewide plan and why it's important that they have a disability competent statewide plan. I'm going to pass the mic to Marcus.
Yes, good morning, everyone, and good morning, Amanda. Thank you
Morning.
for joining us at our Civics League for Disability Rights meeting. We're happy that you can join us so you can hear our members' concerns. Um, but moving forward, you're going to hear directly from our members. But before we get started, I wanted to emphasize a few points as we go through the meeting. As a community, we have not experienced disability company care from VNS. You will hear from the members and the experiences here today. Also, our community needs a statewide plan that meets our needs. This is not just a downstate problem, it is truly a statewide problem. And the third emphasis is that the health home is the only other option. And due to changes to that program, it is getting constrained so much that it will be difficult for our members to remain in the program. Now, as the members are telling their stories, Amanda, I want you to think of three questions. Okay, three questions. The first question is, what specifically have you seen that demonstrates to you that VNS is disability competent? The second question I want you to think of is, will you commit to working with us to create a statewide plan for people with physical disabilities that meets our needs and keeps us independent in the community? And the third question is, the CES tool is truly disproportionately has been impacting people with disabilities and causing them to be involuntarily disenrolled from the ICS health home. What are you going to do to address this disproportionate impact? So, Sharifa, you want to take the
Yes. So before we go to the members, I just want to share that because we are on a short time basis, that not everyone will have a chance to speak today, but we do have 4 speakers. Um, if any of you feel like you have a question for Amanda, please share in the chat box, and I'll make sure Amanda gets it after the meeting, and we'll respond to you guys when we have answers. All right. So the first person that's going to speak today is Simone.
Good
Go ahead.
morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Glad to see everyone. My name is Simone Taylor. I've been with ICS for about 16 or 17 years. I have a master's degree in social work, and one of the things that I wanted to come on here and speak about today is disability competency. VNS is not disability competent because I use a Hoyer lift, and one of the big problems with VNS is they feel like once they give you a piece of equipment, it is to last forever. And equipment, whether it's anything that you use every day, it does loosen, it does need maintenance. And for me,
Yeah.
one of my experiences is I got when ICS was the MLTC, I got a Hoyer lift an electric Hoyer lift that worked for me, fine, but it got loose because I use it every day. And without my Hoyer lift, I can't do regular things. Go to the laundromat, go grocery shopping. I wouldn't be able to have finished my master's had I not had a Hoyer lift because I use it every day to get out of bed. So it started to loosen up and they denied me. They did not want to fix it. We were fighting, fighting, fighting. They sent someone. He was in my house for no less than 2 seconds, and he was like, "Well, we don't fix these things." And then he left, and then I never heard anything again. And it wasn't until Jean Minkle from ICS, she was on my floor tightening it with her wrench just so I can be able to do what I need to do. And it is very important that you teach disability competence because had you known that a Hoyer lift is a life sustaining piece of equipment, I would not have had to go through all of that, where I was stuck in bed for weeks and months trying to get this thing tightened. It's very important that before any denials go out, at least speak to us and see what it is. If you don't understand, let us explain to you what that piece of equipment is so that you can get to know what we use it for and how it impacts our daily life. And that's my spiel.
Thank you, Simone. The next person is Manyon Lyons. Manyon in the office?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
Made it in today. Good morning. My name again is Manyon Lyons, and
It's not on, Debbie. No, it is on, but,
I need to talk louder.
yeah.
It's okay. All right. My name again is Manyon Lyons, and I am a member of ICS, BNS, Home Health. They keep changing our names. But my story is that this year I broke my leg with a freak accident at home. I have cerebral palsy from birth, and I am 61 years old. And prior to that, I was able to walk and be independent. I had 8 hours from the start with ICS and BNS. When I broke my leg, my life changed dramatically. So I knew that I needed more than 8 hours. So that began the journey of asking for 12 hours. So I put in the request like we're supposed to do, and I was denied. I had a doctor's note, I had an emergency room letter stating that my leg was broken. I went through the procedure because it's more than one denial that I received. And the visiting nurse from VNS came out to see me in my home, and recently in the break, I was in a lot of pain. I could barely do anything, still asking for the 12 hours. The visiting nurse was very nice. She said, "I'm only here to do the assessment. I do not make the final decision." I said, "No problem. I'm asking for 12 hours because my life is impacted. And I just need help." So moving forward, again, denied. VNS, ICS has always been here telling me, ask for an appeal, and that's what I did. If it wasn't for our Civics League, knowing our rights as people with disabilities, as women with disabilities, as ethnic people, knowing our rights, that's what ICS has done for us. Has let us be people with a disability, letting our strengths show first, not our weaknesses. And they have really helped us with equipment, just helping us to be independent, showing our personalities and not our disabilities, unlike BNS. But going back to my story, I had a denial. So I asked, can I speak to a judge? The highest denial, the highest level when you have so many denials. So that is exactly what happened. When I spoke to the judge, she looked at the paperwork and she said she saw that BNS said through the nurse that I would benefit from having more hours. The person that represented BNS lied, said that they didn't know that my leg was broken. Now, if you come from 8 hours to 12 hours, there's no way you want more people in your house unless it's absolutely necessary. We don't need friends. We need people to work for us and help us to have an independent life. If it wasn't for me fighting and knowing my rights, the judge, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, gave me 24 hours, 12 hours. But if it wasn't for that judge and my determination to know that I needed help, and it wasn't VNS, they supposed to know. That's why they helped us when they changed ICS from the beginning, because they said ICS spent too much money, give us too much. It's not too much. We're living. If you're able-bodied and you get older, your body changes. You break your leg, your life might not be the same. Our lives are different, but doesn't mean that we're not people. It doesn't mean that we don't need the support that we need. And you shouldn't have to fight. And I'm still fighting because now the next piece is I'm coming up with 120-day assessment. VNS can still come and say, I don't need 24 hours anymore, but I do because I'm better, but I'm not nowhere near the Manyon that I was before. And if it wasn't for ICS fighting for us to have 24 hours in our homes, let me stress that, in our homes. I live independently. I'm a parent. I'm a voter. I'm a college graduate. That's what people with disabilities do when we have the right support system. And ICS is vital. Vital.
Thank you, Manyon. The next person is Stephen Robles.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's nice to see everyone. My name is Stephen Robles, and I've been an ICS member since 2011. And I firsthand have experienced VNS lack of understanding with people with disabilities. As my needs have changed over time, I've had to fight harder and harder to get even the smallest things that I require. An example I can give is early on, I needed a new shower bench. Now, I know the exact model that I need to use that works for me because I require specific size equipment. And I sent VNS a detailed prescription saying, this is the model, this is the make, the model number, and what have you. And they've sent me the wrong equipment twice because they'd rather have a cheaper option or an option that they could get more money for. And so as a result of that, it has impacted the quality of even the medical supplies I used to receive. I used to receive like urinals and wipes. And so they stopped covering certain things. And then the quality of the urinals they used to send me are very poor. So I stopped receiving them altogether because I was like, well, if I can get a better quality urinal paying like $5 on the internet, I might as well do that. So the impact of poor care has me fighting for my basic needs, and it drains my energy. And I know a lot of people here probably feel the same, where we just have the energy to fight for the major things, the big things, rather than these small things that also impact our lives. So my message to VNS is to stop squeezing profit out of our health, right? So these denials aren't about money. They're about dignity and survival, right? Living with a disability is hard enough without having to fight for every single thing I need throughout the day. And their lack of understanding forces us to fight for our needs, while many disabilities lack the skills and resources to advocate for themselves. And we're trapped in a system that fails us. So stop cutting corners and listen to us, the experts, because we know our bodies and our needs.
Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. The last person to speak before we give it back to Marcus is Penelope Richards. Penny, you're on mute.
always having trouble finding certain time. My name, I've been an ICS member since 2017, and ICS existence is integral to my existence. And,
Penny, are you in the office or are you outside?
I'm a private person.
Because we're having trouble hearing you.
Hear me?
Barely.
Sorry.
Can you try now?
Huh?
Your voice is a little muffled.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I apologize.
It's okay. I think we lost her. In the meantime, I'm going to let Marcus share his story until Penny comes back.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, she's
Is
here.
Penny back?
She is. Can you try again, Penny?
Penelope, I'm calling you so that I can put you in speakerphone.
From Teresa's phone.
Please leave your message.
She got to pull back.
Oh, she's coming back.
Is she on?
No.
Let Marcus go.
Okay, go ahead, Marcus.
Amanda and everyone, I know what you've been hearing right now are stories of where our membership wants to do more than live. They want to thrive and live in the community so they can pursue. Amanda, I just want to share a little bit about myself. ICS has been a staple in my life. This year made 33 years I've been injured, and of those 33 years, 21 or 22 of those years, ICS has provided me competent disability coordinated care. And right now, I'm coming from the comforts of my own home because I'm on bed rest, as Sharifa is, because we're both coping with something similar as the decubiti, which can be life threatening if they're not addressed immediately. 3 weeks ago, noticed something, and I was able to pick up my phone, call ICS, speak to a dedicated certified wound nurse, and work with Jean Minko, a PT feeding specialist that addressed my needs immediately and looked at it instead of waiting 3 or 4 weeks to get a medical appointment for a doctor to look at it and give me suggestions to what to do and how to address it. So having ICS as a disability competent organization that listens to the narratives of me and our membership to address issues such as a wound that can be life altering has made my life that much more livable and gives me autonomy where I can make decisions on how to address the issue without being held to waiting 3 or 4 weeks to getting something addressed. Yes,
Thank
Penny?
you, Marcus. Yes, so Penny's back and she's going to share her experience.
Now,
Not really. I'm going to call you.
I'm much quieter.
Penny,
But I'm
Pick up your phone, Penny. Pick up your phone.
pick up your phone.
They're asking you to pick up your phone, Penny. They're
Here
going
she
to call
go.
you so you can
Here she
speak on
go.
the.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. They're going to put you to the speaker.
Okay,
Okay,
go.
now you ready.
Hi, as I was saying, I've been a member of ICS since 2017. And ICS existence is directly tied to my existence, and without ICS help,
We're having trouble hearing her on Zoom, everyone.
Hold on, Penny. Wait, Penny, Penny. Wait a second, please. You need batteries?
Sorry about that, Amanda. Amanda,
Okay. Let's try now.
Hi, as I was saying before, I've been a member of ICS since 2017, and I wouldn't be able to exist without ICS existence, because VNS has so many pitfalls that navigating life with a disability is already hard enough. But navigating life with a disability with an insurance company that is not disability confident makes life so much harder. An example of an experience such as that is in 2021, my pain levels increased and I needed more home attendant services. VNS didn't even reassess me. They denied me immediately. I did an appeal. They denied me immediately again. And I had to do a fair hearing and speak to the judge. And the judge said to me, so they didn't even reassess you to see if anything changed? And my answer was no, Your Honor. That should not have happened to me or anybody else. Our care is important. The way that we navigate through the world is important. And ICS's help is integral to our survival.
Amen. Yes. Amen.
Thank you, Penny. Amanda, would you like to say anything?
I'd just like to take a moment to thank everybody for sharing your experience. You're right. You are the experts here, and I think what we can do is learn from you and do our best to help implement policies across the state that provide that level of support. Clearly that's not perfect and it's really difficult to get right. So we appreciate your feedback as we work through what that looks like and how we can better improve. Our team has been working through ideas in how we do this. I think from your lived experience, this is really complicated, very difficult, and there is no one size fits all. And I think that's that's really important to recognize that each individual person's experience is unique here, and the challenge we face is how to accommodate and really support each individual person in their path forward. So our team has ideas in how we can do that, and working through it, including I know Jean Minkle, I see you on, and I know you're a fabulous advisor to the team as we work through policy, ideas and changes and support, for which we're so grateful. I appreciate hearing each person's experience and what you're working through. I'd love to also hear from you, and this can be afterward, of course, examples of what you saw that worked really well. Because like building on that, like building on those, hey, this is exactly how it should have gone. This was the experience. This was the support that I needed in this situation, especially with a health plan, who obviously has a large membership and is difficult, and there can be challenges in finding that right specialty in working with each person and population. I'd love to find ways to help promulgate those success stories and help health plans or help develop policies around what worked well, as we also work to solve what didn't work well. So that was a very long-winded way of saying just thank you for your experience. We are so grateful and look forward to continuing to work together and trying to find what are sustainable pathways.
So, Amanda, thank you for that. And I actually have a response to your question. Success stories, there are many before VNS. And I'll give you one. Back in 2013, I needed to undergo surgery to move my fibroids. And Marilyn, may God bless her soul, is not with us anymore. She realized that I had some respiratory issues, recommended me to a physician who turned out I needed to use a ventilator at night because I cannot cough like a normal person. So that came at the time when I needed surgery because she was worried about what's going to happen to me if I'm, undergoing a surgery with respiratory issues. So she helped me form a team within ICS. Jean was involved, and Rachel, my care manager, my doctors, my physical therapist, my respiratory therapist, they all got together and came up with a great plan on how I can have the surgery, recover after the surgery, and so forth. And because of that care team, I was able to be here today. I mean, of course, the first and foremost goes to God, but having that plan, having that team is what helped me stay alive and be here today. And I'm sure many members have those kinds of things. The reason why they're telling you about these stories today, about their experience today with VNS, is because we're trying to point out to you that VNS does not have the disability competent care that they need. We tried working with VNS over the years. They changed leadership a couple of times. They don't really have anyone working with the Civics League anymore. And we don't know what else to do. And this is why we're trying to work with you, hoping that we can create on what ICS started already and create a specialized plan, like Marcus said, on a statewide level, where we can have that kind of care. Those services that we really need to live independent, and like Marcus says, to be thriving in our independency.
There's Chrissy Bruce.
And Amanda, with Sharifa's story right now, what she just expressed is, it only happens with an organization like ICS that understands the needs of their membership. And we're truly an organization that is patient first, member first, centered approach. And even when Stephen was telling his story, that's where it's a perfect example where VNS does not honor specifics of an individual's needs for them to live in the community independently.
There's someone in the office that wants to speak. Christy?
Good morning, everybody. Amanda, just so you know that what works for us is ICS. It was ICS in the previous format. Without it, we would not be where we are today. So I'm asking you on behalf of the membership to give us the opportunity to continue the great work that we're doing together. Thank you.
Good morning. I wanted to mention to you, we spoke about the home health issue. The home health individuals that are in that part of the ICS, as I call it, they are essential to what we need, because we need to speak to them so they're the in-between person who could help us. Because if we call VNS, we're not going to get the same feedback that our care managers will get for us, our care navigators. I had two, one here at ICS and one that I spoke to on the phone. She used to work here. But I could call her at any time or email her at any time to let her know what my issues are. And she will get back to me. If I don't have home health, I won't have those care navigators. So then who am I to speak to? Not VNS. Yes, they're polite on the phone. They take my information and they'll get back to me, which is never. Then I have to, how am I going to figure out who I'm going to talk to about my chair? I don't have issues too much with my other type of stuff that I need at home, but the chair, our chairs are the most important part of our bodies. We need these chairs. We need individuals who are going to work to get these things done. And without the care navigators under the home health and ICS, what are we supposed to do? So I'm hoping that you could address that at some time.
And Julianne,
Thank
you're
you.
just disenrolled from the home home.
Excuse me?
You were just disenrolled from the home home, right?
Yes, and that's another thing. Thank you. When they told, I didn't get a notification. I didn't get a letter. What I got was a visiting nurse who came to my house. I don't think she was a nurse. Because nurses take your pulse and all that kind of crap. She just told me, she says, well, you're not a drug addict, you're not homeless, and you're not whatever the other classification is. But you're on that list of people who are going to be disenrolled. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I wanted in writing. Nobody told me in writing. I didn't get a letter. So how could you just disenroll me in that manner? And I'm not depressed. Do I get weepy every now and then? Yes. But I don't take medication. And that was one of the other classifications that was listed. So all of us in this room right now, we all have different issues, but we shouldn't be disenrolled based on that classification. So Marcus, God bless his soul, he put in for fair hearing for me. And I got a phone call, which I will be getting a fair hearing within a couple of weeks or so to address that issue. Because the first thing that the person asked me on the phone, because fair hearing called me, was, did you get a letter? I said, well, no. She said, nobody told you in letter form. I said, no. I said, a visiting person came to my house and told me, but I didn't see any, there was no letter. So she says, that's extraordinary. So I need for you, hopefully you can address those type of issues for all of us in this room. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to say anything? That you have a specific time to stay on. Oh, Anna Elizabeth. Go ahead, Anna Elizabeth.
Hi. Yes. Yeah, I also just received a notification from my care manager saying that, yeah, that I was going to be disenrolled. And actually, the reason is because I was doing too well.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because I keep my appointments, because I am so far managing okay, that I have to have more trouble in order. That's basically the message. It was not said in exactly those terms, but that's basically the message. That because I manage my own, appointments and that kind of thing. But there again, just as the other person just said about wheelchairs and I'm in contact with On a Roll, and yes, most of the time I manage those things on my own, but that doesn't mean that I don't still need somebody that if something extraordinary happens, I can discuss it with and say, okay, which way is really the best way to deal with this? Sometimes that's all you need is somebody to be a sounding board. And it's not going to take that much time or resources, but it's still a valuable service, and it's still something that people need in order to navigate. No matter how clever one is, no matter how together one is, that you just doing well should not be a criteria for losing services. That's all I wanted to say about that.
Amanda, there's just a couple of comments that was sent to me in the chat box. So I'm going to read the first one to you. Valerie Joseph just wrote that we are individuals. We are not a number or a criteria. And Kathy would like to speak. So go ahead, Kathy.
There's also, Kathy, one second. There's a message to answer to your question, Amanda, that says, what worked very well is having competent staff that not only listens to our experiences, but also make the appropriate changes to ensure we can live the life to the best of our ability. Kathy?
Okay. Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Kathy McFadden. I've been an ICF member for many years. I suffer from multiple sclerosis, no longer walk, and use a motorized wheelchair to navigate through the world. I am a single grandparent and have raised my granddaughter with the help of ICS for many, many years. I requested to have some home care hours and was denied twice, saying that my grandchildren could assist me. That is not their job to assist me. It is my job to assist them. With the help of ICS and constantly put in paperwork for me, I got the support I needed and have now raised my granddaughters well and function very well in society and in independence. And that's what we need. We all have a disability. We just need a little help. To be denied help keeps you from thriving. Thank you.
Kim would like to also speak.
Hi, everyone. How are you? I would just like to speak on the fact that I was a ICS member since 2009, I believe, and everything was going pretty well. Things were always addressed, and I had wound issues, many types of issues, which ICS always quickly addressed. However, the minute VNS took over, a lot of things changed. To this day, I haven't had proper seating for my cushion. And that has been very painful. And this has been going on, what, about 3 years now? 3 years now, maybe 4? Also, dealing with supplies. And I've put in grievances. And I know very, very well how grievances work. I used to work for grievances, okay? They are very dismissive. They tell you, yeah, we'll fix it. And then they do whatever they want anyway. Now, ICS has tried their best, and they've worked their best to try to fix all these issues, but they keep getting pushback. There's only so much ICS can do if they have limited power. So we need the state to help ICS help us.
That's right.
Something has to be done. We have to deal with barriers every day. If it's not transportation, it's life circumstances, it's pain, it's stress. But dealing with our health, this is something that we really should not have to compromise on. And, people tell us, oh, have patience. How much longer are we supposed to have patience when our health is being compromised? No one else is ever asked to have their health compromised but us. And it's overlooked. Something needs to be done, and it needs to be done soon. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Stephanie is next.
And I think we have one more person in the office.
I'm sorry.
Stephanie. Sorry, Stephanie. I know it's you.
Can I go? Yep. Okay, my name is Stephanie Wallace, and I've been a member of ICS since July 2011. And before ICS, I acquired my disability. I was a working woman. I was secretary at the Department of Ed, and I became disabled. And I saw myself for like 2 years just sit in one spot on my bed. My bed had a dent. I would sit in this spot and just watch TV because I thought that's all that was left for me with this disability. And then I ran into outreach from ICS, and I came here and discovered a whole new life. Seriously, a whole new life, a thriving life. Seeing people who had disabilities, because my idea of disability before coming here was you go to the doctor, get your diagnosis, get your equipment, maybe somebody comes to help you out at your house, help you cook, clean, and all that stuff like that until you die, But then I came here and I saw people living, people were working, and it just got my mind going. It's like, okay, the body is broken, but the mind and the spirit is not broken, and we get to live, you know what I'm saying? And ICS, it was just like, I can't even explain. I really can't explain because you come here and it was like family. It was like family. You have this whole big community holding you up, encouraging you and everything, and that's what we do for each other. We encourage each other. We've started organizations, podcasts, YouTube shows, all these type of things that we do. and we do it together and we support each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've also been on the other side because I ended up leaving New York and I went down south to North Carolina, right? And my daughter, she thought it would be so much better for me. I thought it was going to be better for me. I went down there and I ended up in a nursing home. For 6 months, I was in a nursing home. And a nursing home is a warehouse for people waiting to die. That is it. They, you know, you think, okay, we're gonna put mom in the nurse. I fell and I had 3 fractures. So I did need the services. You know, my daughters were working. I had 4 grandchildren going to school. They couldn't help me. You know what I mean? And I ended up in a nursing home, in rehab. You know, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna stay beyond rehab, give my kids a break, you know, and see if I can get stronger again. Right? We need to stay in our community because it's more than just medicine. It's more than just a wheelchair. It is the will to live, to having people around you that we're still living. We don't want to just survive. We want to live. We want to thrive. We want to do the things that we can still do. You know, people look at us and they think we can't do. You know, sometimes you have people saying, "Oh, I'm sorry." Sorry for what? What did you do? You know? But it's like, sorry for what? Well, don't be sorry for me. Just don't put obstacles in my way. You know what I'm saying? Don't underestimate me. Give me the opportunity, you know, to do what it is that I can do. Let us do what we can do. We need support, you know, and ICS, they really, honestly, truly look at us and they say, what do you, it's not just a one size fits all. It's customized. It's what do you need. Some people don't think we need the customization, but we do. I had, when I left New York, I ended up getting a motorized wheelchair, but it was one I had to buy from Amazon. I used this chair for 2 years before I got this new chair here. It is such a difference of what it is that I feel like even doing. You know, because the other chair is just the other chair, even though it was motorized, and some would think, okay, you got a motorized chair, be grateful.
I'm going to wrap it up because it looked like the Zoom was hacked. So again, thank you, Amanda, for joining us today. I apologize for the last thing, but I hope by hearing their experience and hearing what they're really requesting, that you and I will be able to meet again soon and we can continue this discussion.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate all of you. Thank you. Look forward to working together.
Thank you. Thank you so much.